Hello, and welcome back to my podcast. I am Melanie Escobar, and I will be talking about a primary source titled Proudest Girl in the World. I found this video on the National Film Board of Canada when searching for propaganda videos. However, I have viewed this video before in previous history course, that being History 283, Gender in North American History. And when viewing in 283, I looked at how gender influenced the war, but when viewing it in 242, I had a different perspective on it, focusing more on how music influenced the war. And Proudest Girl in the World was made in 1944 by the Canadian Women's Army Corps. It is a recruitment video to encourage women to join the CWAC and help support men at the front of the war. The film is in the style of like a Hollywood musical, and it discusses the new opportunities for women who join the Army Corps. It was filmed by the end of World War II, and the CWAC was founded in 1941. So one of the reasons they possibly made this film was because enlistment for the CWAC was dropping in 1943 because many women weren't signing up anymore, as they were being told that they were only being sent to take on female duties that men didn't want, which was true. One of the reasons the CWAC was formed was because men didn't want to take on domestic duties, so they needed women to take on the non-combat roles. And the film mentions the different jobs that women can take on, such as x-ray technicians and more. So they are encouraging women by giving them more jobs, but they still end up doing some domestic work while they're there. They just don't really mention that. And when viewing who the film is directed towards, I think it's directed towards white women, men, and English Canadians. It's directed at white women because they're the only ones on screen and they're representing an image of Canada, so who better to like represent it than white women? The film was also for men of the army, as they are the ones who didn't want to take on the non-combat roles. So even though like the video was recruiting women, the video was made because men handed off those jobs to them. And it's also directed towards English Canadians, as it's a patriarchal video representing Canada and it's only spoken in English. The film creates unity among women, making them feel needed during the war, especially during times in which they were expected to like live within the private sphere. And they use words such as calling each other sisters and talking about adventure and friendship to create this idea of like togetherness. And there is a form of unisons within the song, as like the song creates like an anthem for the CWAC, and people will associate Proudest Girl in the World with that. The uniforms as well create unity and make women feel like a collective group. Also stating in the song, the latest fashion for Mademoiselle encourages this like community building of wearing the same clothes and being a part of something strong. The music is probably the most important part of the video because the song is catchy and it has like a positive message to send to women. So women who are feeling like unsure of joining the CWAC watch this video and think of all the opportunities and friends they can make, as well as like what it means for them and their country. Music has a way of filling up space and creates relationships with people. So during a time of war when things are very difficult for many people, especially women at home, women would see this recruitment film and get a sense of comfort and pride for being a Canadian woman. Overall, the video is a prime example of how music influenced women to join the armed forces. It shows how collective identity can foster relationships and how music formed nation building during World War II. It's a very interesting primary source that looks at multiple different areas, such as the influence of music, how music is used as propaganda, and how gender was influenced in the making of the video. Well, guys, tune in next week when we learn about the history of the massage helmet in 1960. Bye!